Good morning, everyone. Hope you had an awesome weekend. It is Monday and we are back to the grind, and I'm excited because we're going to be doing a brand new story, another chapter book, but instead of a Magic Treehouse book, we're going to be doing a mystery. So I know that you guys loved when we did our A to Z mystery with the absent author. So this time we're going to be doing a museum mystery. So this story is called The Case of the Stolen Sculpture, and it's by Steve Brezenoff. Okay. So the first thing that you have to know is that the statues that they talk about in this book are actually real statues, and they give you a little bit of information about the statue. So it's called the Statue of Gudea. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see. Caden's here listening to the story too. You want to say hi?
Hello.
Okay. So the first thing is that there are 27 statues that have been discovered so far. Statues depict Gudea, a ruler of Lagash in southern Mesopotamia. And in a bit, I'm going to show you where that can be found on a map, and then a little link to a video that will tell you a little bit more about that area and about the statues. And he reigned there for at least 11 years. The general features are that they are cylindrical. So, thinking of math, that base word cylinder is in that word.
Mhm.
So, that's like a can or like a paper towel roll where it's flat
Or
on the
that.
base, flat on the top.
Or
But if you put it
moose.
on its side, maybe it could roll. Um, it had muscular arms, clasped hands, and enlarged eyes. The statues were designed to represent Gudea in temples so subjects could pray and make offerings. Each statue bears a unique inscription. Early statues were small and made of local stones such as limestone, steatite, and alabaster. Oh, my goodness. And then later statues, I skipped ahead way far. Later statues were made of more expensive materials such as diorite. And if you watch the video, they'll talk a little bit more about diorite. So this is a map of Mesopotamia. So if you look at the key, let me see if I can unblock this. There is a key at the bottom. I can't see it. That shows where the Fertile Crescent is in light green, and then Mesopotamia is here in dark green. So you can see it's kind of in between Africa and West Asia. So if you click on this picture of an actual statue of Gudea, it will take you to a really informative video about the statues and a little bit more about Mesopotamia. Pretty cool, right, Phil? Okay. So the museum mysteries are kind of like the A to Z mysteries. They are a series. So you'll see the same characters, but I love that they introduce the characters. I'm going to make this a little bigger again. So the first character is Amal Farah, and then I'm going to show you her picture and then jump to her description. So these are all the capital city sleuths, and a sleuth is like a detective.
Mm.
So Amar is 11. Her favorite museum is the Air and Space Museum. Her interests are astronomy, space travel, and building models of spaceships. That's pretty cool. You want to read one? Okay. Kaden doesn't want to read one. It's okay. The next one is Raining Sam. He's 12. His favorite museum is the American History Museum. His interests are Ojibwe history. I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to look that up. Culture and traditions, American history, both good and bad. The next character that we're going to meet is Wilson Kipper. And Wilson, he's down here, is 10. His favorite museum is the Natural History Museum. His interests are dinosaurs, especially the Pterosaurus and herbivores, and building dinosaur models. And the last character is Clementine Wim. She is the oldest. She's 13. Her favorite museum is the Art Museum. Her interests are painting, sculpting with clay, and basically anything colorful. Okay, I think we're ready. So this is just a layout of the table of contents. If you wanted to kind of like just breeze through and look and see what each of the chapter titles are called, it might give you an idea of what might be happening in that story. Here's chapter 1, Stolen. 13-year-old Clementine Wim woke up at sunrise, which was a little unusual for her. Normally, she preferred sleeping in, but today she was on a mission. She grabbed her juice off the kitchen table. Hers was the orange one with extra carrots, and hurried across the backyard, not even bothering to put on her shoes. Pulling open the door, Clementine stepped inside the garage. At least it was supposed to be a garage, but with the old thrift shop couches and rainbow rug on the floor, plus the painting easel and pottery wheel, it was more like an art studio than anything else, which was just the way Clementine liked it. Heading straight over to the easel, Clementine studied the painting she'd left unfinished at bedtime the night before. So far, it was a field of red, which gradually shifted to a field of green across the huge canvas. She thought maybe it represented something. She just wasn't sure what. But she did know she wanted to get the colors exactly right, and she was having trouble. Clementine poked the green with a little bit of cobalt blue on her brush. The moment the bristles of her brush touched the canvas, her phone rang. She flinched and sent a smear of blue clear across the canvas. "Dang it!" Clementine snapped, stomping one foot. She threw down her brush and grabbed the phone. "Hello?" Hi," said Amal Farah, one of her best friends. "Everything okay?" Clementine sighed. "Yeah, I was just..." She stared at the painting with its field of red and of green, and now accented by the startling blue streak across the middle, and smiled. "Actually, yes, everything is okay. In fact, it's perfect. I love it. Thank you." "You're welcome," Amal replied, sounding confused. "Anyway, have you spoken to your mom?" Clementine had to think about it. She was easily distracted, and it was possible she'd spoken to her mom and completely forgotten about it. "I don't think so," she said. "Why?" "Because she's on TV," Amal said. "She is?" Clementine said. "Why?" The news was more than a bit surprising. Clementine's mother, an assistant curator at the Capital City Art Museum, had never been on TV before. In fact, she didn't even watch TV. They had an old TV tucked away in a corner in the basement, but Clementine had never even once seen it turned on. "Hold on," Amal said. "She's on again." Clementine heard the phone bumping around, and then the sound of a news anchor introducing Dr. Abigail Wim, Clementine's mother. "It's very upsetting, of course," Dr. Wim was saying. "The statue of Gudea cannot be found. We have to assume it's been stolen. Everyone here at the museum is simply distraught." You know what distraught means? Oh. So if you're distraught, you're like really, really, really upset.
Like worried and upset?
Worried and upset. You almost can't even be calmed down. "We appreciate any help the public can offer." The sound of the news faded away, and Amal came back on the line. "Now they're showing a photo of the statue," she said. "It looks pretty cool." Clementine knew the statue very well. She'd seen it many times and had even sketched it and painted it a few times over the years. Her mother was very proud to have it at the museum's collection. It was worth millions. No one really knew how much. "Have you called the boys?" Clementine asked. She meant their friends, Wilson, Kipper, and Raining Sam. The four of them did almost everything together, but especially solved museum mysteries like this one. "Not yet," Amal said. "I thought you should hear first." "Thanks," Clementine said. She put her brushes into a cup of cleaner, found her old slip-on sneakers under the couch, and opened the garage door. "Have them meet us at the museum, and hurry." With that, she climbed on her old 3-speed bike and took off. Clementine pedaled furiously. She couldn't go fast enough. Most of the time, she loved her silly old bike. The basket in the front and the 3 different bells and the big comfy seat and the flag flying behind her left shoulder were fun and funky, perfect for her. But today, for the first time, Clementine wished she had a road bike like Amal's. Come on, Clementine muttered through her teeth as she pedaled up the hill at the end of O'Keefe Boulevard. At the top of the road, on the highest hill in the city, stood the Capital City Art Museum. Its front, made of huge panes of glass and curled sheets of gleaming steel, glinted brightly in the mid-morning sunshine. The sunlight was so bright, in fact, that when it was reflected, I've lost my spot. Can you close my door?
Yeah.
Oh, that's better. That when it was reflected right into Clementine's eyes, she nearly lost control of the bike. Luckily, she managed to steady her handlebars at the last minute. Clementine breathed a sigh of relief. She couldn't afford any setbacks, not with the statue of Gudea missing. "I have to get to the museum," she thought. "It's up to us to get it back." Look, that was an exciting first chapter. So we're going to stop here, and this is where I'm going to ask you to make some predictions. So at the top are the directions. It says answer each question in a complete sentence. That starts with a capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark. So you're going to just make a prediction what you think happened to the statue. Do you think the kids will capture the person who's responsible? And which of the characters, think about what you know about them, and you can always flip back and read a little bit more, or reread to find out more about them. Which one do you think will capture the culprit? So remember, that's going to be in complete sentences. After that, you're going to do some writer's workshop. And for writing today, I think I'm going to make this kind of like a normal Monday assignment, and you're just going to write about your weekend. So I have on page 2 just the little reminders about what should be included in your writing. So just to make sure you stretch out your ideas, you can find a picture online that matches it. And then there are 3 basic things that you need. You need to use a vocabulary word, some type of figurative language, a simile, a metaphor, onomatopoeia, alliteration, something like that. And then some dialogue to show some people talking. I included my example so you can read through, and anywhere you see that it is highlighted in different color are some of the figurative language or a vocabulary word that I used. So use those to help you in your own writing, and then maybe just go back and double check, use this as a checklist to make sure that you included everything that you needed. The last thing that I'm going to show you are your dojo points from last week. So you guys really, really worked hard. A lot of you really stepped it up. And I'm going to show you who our top 3 dojo pointers were. If you did not use homework pass or classwork pass, as we're calling it, last week, you can definitely use it this week. If you've earned 2, you can use both. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to start with our homeroom. I'm going to tell them who our top 3 are. All right, let's see. Don't say anybody yet. This one looks like it's pretty high. Oh, looks like a tie. All right, so Caden, who's this person? Aria. Aria and
Jacayla.
They were both tied with 18. And the next person, I'm sorry. Thank you, Caden. I'm glad you noticed that. Sorry, Nevaeh. You were actually our top dojo point earner for 21 points. Nice job. So Nevaeh, Jacayla, and Aria, you get a little homework pass. Awesome job. And then let's check out our other class. And in our other class, in Miss Golden's homeroom, let's see. Oh, I see some other biggies. Ooh, who's our top?
Joshua N.
Nice job, Joshua N. with 26 points. You did awesome this week. And it looks like Charles, you can say it. Charles with 21. And then we have, what? A 4-way tie. Read their names. Right there.
Annie, Caden, Dante,
and
SJ.
Good job. You remember that we call him SJ. So all of you guys have a homework pass. Awesome job.